there. Today I wanted to talk about cultures. Now I've been starting to notice a few things. It's whenever the left and the Antifa and the news media and all those people who are on the ardent left call out white supremacy and whiteness and the whole thing about how whites have it better in this society. I'm starting to actually believe them, but for a different reason than they think. It's because this is Western civilization. This is Western culture. Now, Western culture and Western civilization was built by white people, Europeans. It was built off of European societies and European ideals. And how, yes, the norm is the Western norm. And the Western norm is, white people. Because white people are the people from Europe and the West, and so on and so forth. So, in a way, yes, you can say that the system is angled towards white people because the culture, the thousands and thousands of years of culture that we have built upon comes from, areas with white people. I'm not saying this to say that white people are inherently superior to others genetically, or I'm not sure about the whole biological determinism and the whole what is it called, the thing where you're the mean smarter or dumber because of your race and stuff. I don't know about that. I haven't delved into that, so I really don't have an opinion on that. But what I am saying is that this culture that has created, that has given us the greatest nation on earth to date, America, does come from Western civilization, does come from the thousands of years of experience, trial and error of people doing their best and failing and doing their best and succeeding from the European area. Now we have things that we have taken from other areas as well, like the Far East, the Oriental area. I don't like saying Asian because Asia is a gigantic area and encompasses a lot of people. I like saying Oriental because then you know exactly what I mean. You know, Thailand, China, Japan, Korea, all them places. So we have a lot that is actually borrowed from them as well, but the vast majority is from the European area. Now, our culture is the greatest and has proven to be the greatest in this world on a couple of different factors. One, its success. I mean, just look at the success of America compared to the rest of the world. The rest of the world combined might just slightly outdo America. But they would have to combine the rest of the world. Not only economically, but in scientific research, in cultural sway. Look at the world around us. Where has Western civilization not affected other countries? Other countries wear our type of clothing on a common basis. Other countries are swayed by what happens in our country on a social level, on a popular level. Look at movies. Movies have been dragged along by Western civilization. Now, you do have some that are a little behind, like Bollywood, but they found what they liked, and they took what they liked from Western civilization. Look at Betty Boop, an American creation that heavily influenced anime in Japan. And anime is now heavily influencing a lot of people in America. I am one of them. So the thing is, Western civilization, the civilization that was built on the backs of white people, is the greatest civilization. Now, some of these things that we try to instill in others to help them out is now being called is now being called racism, is now being called white supremacy. Well, why do you want us to conform to your white supremacy? Well, what you're calling white supremacy is a way that will help you succeed. They call it white supremacy. Others, like a lot in the black community, will call it acting white. They will actually degrade and beat up other black kids that are acting white. If they act white. Now, look at the white people compared to the black people in America. White people are doing so much better. And when a black person acts white, they do extremely well. It's not that they're acting a skin color wise. It's not that they're acting a racial wise. It's that they're adopting the culture. And the culture, like one of the things in if you want to call it white culture, Western culture is the 3 rules of not being poor. Finish high school. Get a full-time job and keep that full-time job. You know, if you have to get another job, have that job up until the time that you get another job. And before you have kids, get married. Get married, then have kids, and have the father stay and mother stay together. This will almost guarantee that you will not be poor. This will be better for your children. This is something that we have tried to instill in everybody in America. We're trying to push this so that people don't have to be poor. But then you look at the poor areas and they're not following these rules. You look at, I have lived in ghettos. I have lived in trailer parks. And I can think back and realize, yeah, at the time, I wasn't living that way. And at the time, all these people I lived around were not living by these simple rules. Look at the fatherless numbers in the black community. It's like 76%, almost 80% fatherless. The education standards for them are dropping. The single motherhood, the children out of wedlock, so they're breaking all these. They're not getting good jobs. They say it's a school to a prison pipeline. Well, if you and your parents had followed these rules, I guarantee you would not be in that pipeline. I care for my countrymen. I am an American. I love this country. I think this country is the greatest nation on earth. And yes, it has come out of Western civilization. And Western civilization is European civilization. And yes, the indigenous people of Europe are white. I am not saying that all white is right. I'm not saying that all non-white is wrong. I'm saying that this culture, the culture that has created the success for people in this, the greatest nation on earth, America, is the greatest culture that we have to date. And if people followed it more closely, if they didn't try to degrade it by calling it white supremacy, if they didn't try to degrade this culture, which has helped so many people rise out of poverty, that has helped so many people live good lives, even the poor in America live greater than some of the middle class around the world. There are countries out there that are still 200 years behind us. Well, that's all I really got to say about it. I just wish that everyone would stop trying to destroy this culture, trying to destroy what is good in this world, America and the American culture. Stop squabbling about small details. Stop squabbling about Halloween costumes and whether or not somebody committed a microaggression. I'm sure there's people around the world that would be happy to live with microaggressions because they have macroaggressions against them at all times. I want everyone in my country to succeed. I want every race, creed, and color to come together in one shared culture, a culture of success, the American culture. And I will do my best to teach my son to continue this culture so that he can succeed and he can teach others and lead others to success. That is what I want for this nation, and that is what I will fight for this nation. May God bless you and keep you all safe.